Beetlejuice.
It's showtime.
Oh, is it ever showtime? Hello, everybody. Welcome to the party. Welcome to the show. Welcome to I don't know whatever's happening right now. We're doing it live. It's you know what happens is around this time I get itchy. I'm like, gosh, man, I just feel like my day's not right. It's not timed right. There's something wrong here, and then I realize that what is wrong is, son of a gun, I miss Rush Limbaugh. I knew conservatives and liberals both that would listen to him every day because he had that soothing voice. He was the voice in the storm. He was the safe harbor in the middle of the night. He was just truly an amazing broadcaster, and I wish I could. You know what? I wish I could have met him. I always thought I would. I always thought I'd be able to tell him how long I've listened to him for, and it sucks. And I didn't do anything to try to meet him, and that's probably what sucks the worst. So anyway, but we're not going to do that here. You're all meeting me because you're all my friends. You're all my family. And I thought we'd just go over some of the silliness that's happening right now. Just get some things going. Just get your afternoon perked up. You got that I don't know. Do you have the low energy or do you have the high energy afternoon? Do you have the you ate something for lunch and then all of a sudden you're rocking and rolling. You're ready to go. Or did you eat maybe a little too much and you want to take a nap? Or did you have the 3 martini lunch and you're going back to your office to make phone calls? Because let's face it, doing anything else after 3 martinis is just kind of a waste of time. Anyway, let's go through here. I'm going to go over here and do clickety clack. Check this out. This is the funniest thing. This has been going on everywhere. And I hope I have this, by the way, done up right. If I do this, can you guys still see that? Sweet, you can. I wish I could split these screens up some. When I do it, though, it messes everything up. So, all right. Did you hear about this one? I mean, okay, first of all, I hate. Whoops. Did I go away? No, it's still there. All right. I hate Neil Young. I can't stand his music. And I'll never forget, it was no offense to you if you're an Ohio Yankee, but it was an Ohio Yankee that loved Neil Young that shared with me the song Southern Man and what Skinner was talking about in Sweet Home Alabama. And I was just like, what in the world? This guy can go, he can suck a banana. All right. He can put look at him. Look at him. He looks like a deranged turkey. Look at that stupid hat. Hey, I'm Neil Young. I wear a stupid hat. And look at my eyebrows. I mean, there's no reason. I don't care how old or young you are. There's no reason to have visibly curly eyebrows. All right. I predict that the next thing you're going to see, the next trend is going to be beads in curly eyebrows. You're just like, someone's going to come along and they're going to or they're going to braid it. They're going to do something stupid because it's stupid to have curly eyebrows. I mean, you're just, only the last time I heard anything about Neil Young was he bought Lionel trains. Lionel trains were awesome model trains made in America, and now they're all made in China. So that's the last thing I know anything about Neil Young. But check this out. Spotify based. Whoops. That was me. Excuse me. Spotify based. They removed Neil Young after this. Music streaming platform Spotify in the process of removing Neil Young's music. And by the way, Neil Young has his own streaming music thing. He was like, I'm going uh MP3s sound so bad, says an old man who's deaf from playing on stage all these years. They sound so bad. I'm going to make my own music MP3 player, but it's going to be lossless. All music will be lossless. And what was that? I mean, titles that way or something. I don't know. I guess everybody's lossless now. Who knows? Um. Anyway, Neil Young's music after the company refuses to take down Joe. Oh my gosh! I mean, Neil Young says take down Joe Rogan. He's the most popular guy you have on your platform, and probably the only thing that's keeping the platform viable. I mean, there's so many outlets for media right now. Uh, because of the musicians' objections that it spread vaccine misinformation. Joe Rogan's podcast spreads vaccine misinformation. Let's see what vaccine misinformation is. I can't. I gotta stop and remind everybody. Go talk to a doctor about this. Your doctor, the person that puts his finger down your throat or whatever he puts his finger. That type of medical doctor. Go talk to them. Don't talk to a doctor of love like myself. Talk to Dr. Frankenstein, Dr. Feelgood, Dr. Lovejoy, Dr. Nick, whoever it is you talk to, go talk to them. But don't talk to me. Don't listen to me. Matter of fact, it'd be best if you just turn this business off right now and quit paying any attention. If you don't turn it off right now, what you need to do is just hit that subscribe button because that would be awesome. I need subscribers in January to help the algorithm. And my since the tsunami, my subscribers have been going down. That was a great day for the channel. And we're just going to grow this thing. So anyway, Rogan's been described by the New York Times. Okay, if the New York Times says it, these are the people that were sympathetic to the Nazis in the 1930s. Oh, there's no problem here with what the Germans are doing with the Jews. They gave the guy they gave the paper Pulitzer Prizes for saying this. I mean, oh my gosh. I'm not paying attention to the New York Times. You know what? I've never met anybody from New York City. Never have I met somebody from New York City. That's it. I mean, I have no idea. I have no idea what the deal is. So, his podcast, The Joe Rogan Experience, is Spotify's most popular. In 2020, Rogan signed a $100 million deal that gave the streaming company exclusive rights to the show. $100 million. Do you know what $100 million? Do you know how you spell that? FUCKYOUMONEY. That is awesome. And this is the dork from Fear Factor. This is the guy that was stealing Dane Cook's comedy stuff. But this week, Young posted an open letter to his manager and record label. I mean, he doesn't even talk to his manager about it. He just posted an open letter. That was later taken down. He took it down. He didn't even have the balls to leave it up. Oh man, look at your life. I'm a grumpy old dork. If you need to know why not to do drugs, look at Neil Young. I mean, dude. In it, Neil Young said, with an estimated 11 million listeners per episode, the Joe Rogan Experience, which is hosted exclusively on Spotify, is the world's largest podcast and has tremendous influence. Yeah, well, Joe Rogan listens to me. Spotify has a responsibility to mitigate the spread of misinformation on his platform. Okay, this is such a thing for liberal mindset. If you are popular and people like you, all of a sudden they throw their values on you. And like it should be the other way around. Your values should be, I mean, they should be accepting your values. It's like, oh, hey, listen, everybody likes me for a reason. But no, that's not how it works. If you are of a leftist mindset, and you know what? You know what I'm talking about. If you're a leftist, if you're a liberal, if you're a Democrat, you understand what I'm talking about. You know who I mean. I mean the weirdos, okay? I mean, let's face it, there's weirdos everywhere, but you know specifically, they are so identifiable with the Democrat Party. It's, oh, hey, the Amazon truck just drove by. I don't think I have anything ordered. So, boo. You don't owe. You don't owe a responsibility to mitigate anything. I mean, so here's one look at the little grumpy old little frog looking like turd guy right here. He's saying that 11 million people, there's nobody in those 11 million people that are smart enough to make up their own minds. They're not smart enough to do their own research. They're not smart enough to find answers themselves. No, it is Spotify's responsibility, like a overbearing nanny, to tell them what's going on. We want all the world's music and audio content to be available to Spotify users. Let's see here. Hang on. Wait a second. I skipped on down here. I'm sorry. The spread of misinformation on the platform. Though the company presently has no misinformation policy. You have no misinformation policy. I am Neil Young. If it does not agree with me, it is misinformation. Neil Young, your music sucks. Okay? You look like you smell like seaweed. Is any of that misinformation? You look like you know what? You look like a vomited hairball from a cat. That's what you look like. You look like a hairball. That is not a misinformation statement. Look at him. Look at him right there. Look at what a cat hairball looks like. They're the same. They're the same. No misinformation policy. The musician added, I want you to let Spotify know immediately today that I want all of my music off their platform. They can have Rogan or Young, but not both. Oh my gosh. Neil Young has lost more than 11 million fans. I mean, wasn't this guy at Woodstock? Shouldn't that tell you everything you need to know? Nobody who's at Woodstock should be taken with a grain of salt. Those people are losers and always have been. They're dirty hippies rolling around in mud, screaming about free love. You know what they're doing? Okay, what they're doing is they're spreading around diseases. Hippies gave us AIDS. You know, I mean, that's how you get that sort of stuff. You're getting diseases and dirt and everything else. By the way, that is not true. Hippies don't give us AIDS. Last I heard, it came from a monkey. I mean, I don't know. I don't keep up with this stuff, so don't pay attention to me. Don't listen to me. I'm not a medical doctor. I'm not saying anything medically. I mean, I would never say anything about anything. I am a infotainment shenanigan maker. Okay, all I'm doing is I'm trying to impress my real dog girlfriend. All right, I mean, honestly, this is stupid. I can't believe I've had to apologize twice. I had to make 2 caveats in this thing. Free speech is not controllable. We want all the world's music and audio content to be Spotify to be available on Spotify users. With that comes great responsibility. You know, I want the 4 Horsemen on Spotify. They don't have it. You've heard, if you saw G.I. Joe Retaliation, the scene where they go into General Coltrane's house and he arms them from his kitchen mostly. The song that's playing, "You Never Met a Man Like Me," that is the Four Horsemen. Okay, and there is an album. They had like 2 albums before the lead singer was killed by a drunk driver, and Spotify does not have it. So they do not have all the world's music. This month, 270 doctors, scientists, healthcare professionals, and professors wrote open letters to Spotify expressing concern about medical misinformation on Rogan's podcast. There were like 11,000, but did some sort of march the other day in D.C. Various figures, including Donald Trump Jr. You know, he's evil because he's the spawn of Donald Trump. And some immigrant woman, that I can't pronounce her name, but she's blonde. Jeez Louise. Oh, this is how people think. All right, so Neil Young sucks. He doesn't even have the ball. He's like, take my music down. Oh, wait a second. I don't have any money. Don't take my music down. I'm going to take my letter down. Nah. All right, I don't know what got me on that. The Joe Rogan thing. Oh, yeah. Now there's a new one. Let's see what CNN says. Joe Rogan. Scientists slam climate denialism from Jordan Peterson is absurd. I don't know who Jordan Peterson is. As podcaster, Joe Rogan faces condemnation from medical scientists for spreading misinformation about vaccines and COVID-19. Another interview by the controversial host. It's not controversial. I mean, controversial is Roman Polanski. All right? Or, excuse me, is that not controversial? Is it not controversial that a man whose wife was murdered by the Manson family? Isn't that a weird connection? Raped a 13-year-old. Well, I guess he didn't rape her, he says, because it was anal. And then flew to his native home country of France that would not extradite. And he is so poor. Roman Polanski has had such a hard time that he has had to live in France since the 1970s. He's not allowed to come to the United States. That's funny. I'm not allowed to go to France. Oh, the French are afraid I'd take him over. All right, let's see here. But that's not controversial. Roman Polanski, he has won multiple Academy Awards since being a rapist, a child molesting rapist. But Joe Rogan says, I don't know if I believe this stuff. And he is controversial. So let's see here. Canadian clinical psychologist. Well, who cares about Canadian or a clinical psychologist? Jeez. I mean, really? Is this what we've come to? This is what we've come down to this? And waffling remarks, Peterson said there's no such thing as climate, right? He then went on to mock climate types. Did he really say this? He said typically suggests that climate is about everything. Okay, I got a feeling he says no such thing as climate. I really want to see that. All right, I got a feeling what happened is that what happened there? Trying to clean for some reason. I drooled on my keyboard or something here. I'm trying to clean it. So that's why that just jumped. But anyway, because I can do 2 things at once. I'm trying to teach myself how to do 2 things at once, actually. So, that is some very quick drying alcohol. Yeah, well, there's climate, but this whole like man-made climate change, let me tell you what, that whole thing has been blown up. It got blown up in Tonga because there's nothing you can do for the rest of your life that will have any effect comparable to Tonga. There is more energy in that explosion than all of mankind has ever produced and used. So, I mean, combined, not like in a day, not like a single person, the entire history of mankind, all the power they've ever been able to produce and use was less than what that volcano that Tonga did. It did immediate pollution to the ocean, to the air, atmosphere. Uh, the worst part is it vaporized. God, vaporized so much water. You want to talk about oceans rising? How much have they sunk after that thing? Think about that. There's a big ass hole in the earth now where that thing exploded. All that lava and everything, it all hit all that seawater. That just makes that's just all you will talk about. Nobody talks about acid rain anymore. So I'm going to talk about acid rain. Acid rain was supposed to be like all your rain was going to be acidic from having industry. And now we're going to have acid rain is not from industry, but it's from the toxic spoilage that got jutted into the upper atmosphere from a volcano 1,000 feet below sea level. We still don't even know if the island of Tonga exists because there's no way to communicate with them. Think about that one. I mean, it's just they have no food. They can only get what's there. I mean, there's no growing season right now. It's just the whole thing is just. And what about Australia? Is Australia even around after the thing? All that ash and stuff, it went straight to Australia. I haven't heard anything about that. Anyway, okay, so we got those two things. Joe Rogan, man, all you gotta do is type his name in, you get all this stuff. Oh, Trevor Noah is now in on it. Oh, they had a conversation about skin color, and the black guy from South Africa, where all the white people control everything. Does that make sense? He's upset. Let's see here. Hang on a second here. I need to go back over here. I keep forgetting that I may be missing out on some other stuff. I am. Totally am. Hey, Sully, you're back. Sorry. Maybe it was a hippie. So your Linda Blair voice. Yeah, I gotta keep up on this. I'm sorry. You know what I've got to get, Sully? I've got to get another monitor so I can have 2 pages going here at once. I forgot about the Exorcist. See, I saw it once. I can't even think of a good quote from it. Anyway. Crap. Let me get this through here. Let's see what Noah says. Trevor Noah. He's the genius. Rogan hosted the controversial YouTube personality and clinical psychologist. What makes somebody controversial? Honestly, what makes somebody controversial? On his popular Spotify series, The Joe Rogan Experience, earlier this week, a segment in which Rogan and Peterson, who are both white, discussed who should be considered black. Oh my gosh, only black people can discuss about black people. Didn't you know that? Only this is such another failure, okay? Complete failure. If only black people could talk about other black people, and you're talking like only black people can be doctors for other black people, only black people can be lawyers for other black people. This is complete segregation. You have separate but equal. That you're going back to that doctrine. You're going to a 2 countries, 2 civilizations in 1 country. Yeah, it's the only place that has things like this. Okay, it's Canada. It's Canada. You've got Quebec up there. You got the French, and then all the wimpy. I said wimpy because they left the Revolutionary War English. Actually, the Canadians I have tremendous respect for. I have spent a night with a table full of Canadian cops, and those dudes were so cool. Oh my gosh. They had nothing good to say about is it uh, Toronto? These guys were all like out in the country type cops. These were like Mounties, and as funny as in Florida is where I ran into them. And these dudes, oh, they're so cool. Everybody has the same problems all over the world. Um, and I mean, it's funny how cool these dudes were. I really do. And also, I knew a Canadian in college, and his name was Canada. Um, like years later, I ran into a girl that knew the guy Canada, and mentioned him. I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't know anybody knew this guy as that. George Peterson is a relevant robot man that believes his relevance is superior to every other human on the planet. Yeah, I see. Exactly. I don't need to know anything else. That's why I figured. Oh, hang on a second. Where'd that go? I lost my stuff. Ah, all right. Let's see here. No, I'm on the wrong page again. I'm always doing this backwards. The black and white thing is so strange because its shades are such a spectrum of shades of people, said Rogan at one point during the exchange. Oh, wow. That's not a bad thing to say. That's not a bad thing to say. I mean, oh, geez. If I say it, I know I'm going to be dinged for it, but it is. I mean, uh, everybody has different shades of. Okay. In college, I had this friend of mine. He was like, dude, you got to come over here after class. He's like, you got to see this girl who walks down the hallway. He started to describe her. He's like, she's like, she was his unicorn. And I'll never forget the way he described her. She had the most beautiful olive skin. And if there's ever a Greek Mediterranean ideal that Hollywood has ever given you, this girl had it. And it was my friend's unicorn. He was infatuated by this girl. And anyway, so I went over. I hung out in the hallway till he got out of class. And she walks by, and yeah, it was everything he described her. I was like, what's so great is that there is such a wide range of people. You're not stuck into this. I don't know. You're not stuck in 50 Shades of Gray. You've got a whole Crayola box of colors, and it's just, I don't know. It's I can't say anything else. I'll get in trouble. Uh, this wasn't a Korean print. There wasn't so this hard student created one. Oh gosh, have you heard about Cinderella and the? I know nothing about Disney. Nothing about Disney. But have y'all heard about Cinderella? What's going on there? So they're doing all these live animation things now with Disney stuff. Let's see if I can find this. What's that guy's name? Oh, is that him? If that was him, no, it's not. I don't know who this is. Peter. Hey, watch this. I'm gonna turn this up, and it's gonna be like midget porn. All right, here we go. The Guardian. Can cooling technology save it? Yes, I love better air conditioning. So Peter Dinklage has done. He's like come out and said Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Uh, I don't know. It's awful or something. I don't know why. They've got some chick from like Puerto Rico or I don't know San Juan or something. It's gonna be the new uh, uh, Snow White because I don't know. She's a brunette, I guess. So let's do this. I know nothing about any of this stuff. As a professional actor living with dwarfism, oh, did he write this? No. Who's that? Oh, is that who wrote this? Wait a second. I have a friend of mine that asks every Christmas for. Never mind. I can't say that either. Man, people get angry about all the cool stuff. All I could do when I read Peter Dinklage's critical comments about Disney's forthcoming live action. Let's click that one. I don't want to see somebody else's opinion. Peter Dinklage criticizes Disney for backwards remake of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. In this rendition, Snow White's going to be a dwarf, and there's going to be 7 giants. Oh, that's the way it should be. That's the way it should be. The only way to right the wrong is to make the dwarves giants and Snow White a midget. Oh. Game of Thrones actor Peter Dinklage has taken aim at Disney for what he called it's effing backwards forthcoming live action adaptation of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. You know, they tell you in public relations that there's no such thing as bad publicity. There's bad publicity, but some people don't realize it. Dinklage, who stars in Joe Wright's new film, Serrano. Is that a movie about a pepper? Aren't Serrano peppers hot? Serrano accused the studio of double standards by attending to racial diversity in the cast, but falling back on other damaging stereotypes. Isn't Snow White like a classic book? I mean, what does that have to do with racial diversity? If you're taking somebody that has a Mexican background, lineage, and you're casting them into something that is like a story that was written by like Viking lineage, you're not diversifying anything. You're insulting the written book and the Mexican culture. I mean, oh, geez. Why can't we just put the best people out there? You know, instead of like, oh, look at them. I feel better knowing that person looks like this person over here who I've never met. I don't know. Do you realize there are places in Tennessee, a former slave state, has a, 20% black population, I think. And there are counties in Tennessee that there statistically are no black people in. I mean, dude, this is so asinine. There's not enough diversity to go around. I hate, and all this is weirdo white people in New York and California. No, I take that back. When I say New York, I mean New York City. When I say California, I mean LA. And when I mean LA, I mean Hollywood. That make up all this stuff. You know what? It's okay to be friends with people just because you get along. I mean, it doesn't have to be about, I mean, of course, gingers. I mean, they have no soul, so nobody wants to be friends with a redhead, right? That counts. Let's see here. Yes, the dwarves have been canceled. Yes, they do want to forget last night. Oh, geez. I was a little taken back, said Dinklage. They were very proud to cast a Latina actress, at least he didn't say Latinx, as Snow White. But you're still telling the story of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Hold on, wait a second. Isn't it like if Snow White, well, you can't call them dwarves then, right? Look, I call them midgets because that's all I know. And midget's a cool name too. But like, I don't think I've ever even heard the term. Well, I guess Snow White, but I never saw Snow White. I saw Lord of the Rings. I don't know. Disney should have stepped back and reassess the project. Yeah, they shouldn't have made a deal out of it. They should have, they should have done is been like, oh, hey, the Snow White chick's gonna look like Cinderella this time. and just like, oh, let that controversy seethe on people. There is no controversy. All this is like Twitter make believe. I mean, Twitter's the only social media outfit on the internet. Well, Facebook is now, because Facebook is trying to shape your thoughts. That's their whole model, is they think they can shape your thoughts. But Twitter's the only place for liberalism to go. That's why I love Twitter. It's my favorite account. All right. You're progressive in one way, but you're still making that effing backward story of 7 dwarves living in the cave. What the are you doing, man? Have I done nothing to advance the cause from my soapbox? Peter Dinklage on his soapbox. He's still not tall enough to ride the rides at Disney. Think about that one. The dwarves are not tall enough to go on Space Mountain. Oh my gosh. This atrocity will not stand. I will not stand for this. Oh my, I stand for what. If I sit, I can see eye to eye. It's so much better that way. But this injustice will not stand. We cannot put up with this. Dwarves are not allowed to ride Space Mountain, and you're going to put them in a movie? What is up with that? Oh, this is going on Twitter. I'm sorry, y'all. I just went down the rabbit hole. I went down the rabbit hole. Now, let's see here. Twitter. Peter Dinklage. How do you spell Dinklage, by the way? I don't know. Peter. Oh, I was way off. Peter Dinklage is mad at Disney since they will not let the cast of Snow White and her dwarves ride Space Mountain. Oh, it says he dwarves. Her Snow White and her dwarves. I'm going straight to hell. I'm going straight to hell. All right. Disney was, I think it was added that he had a cool progressive spin. You can't be cool and progressive at the same time. That's an oxymoron. It's like you can be cool, or you can be the cool people. Let me tell you what, progressive is trying to relabel liberalism, because everybody knows that liberalism is a bad word. So progressive sounds good because everybody wants to be progressive. You want to progress, has progress written in there. Okay. Cool people do not have to relabel themselves. Sorry, they're cool. Had a cool progressive spin, but put on the fairy tale, he would have been all in. I think that had a cool spin, been put on the fairy tale. Okay, he'd been all in. Yeah, you know what they ought to do? They ought to make the cast. It should be like 1980s, black kid inner city youths that are break dancers. They ought to have break dancing, and it breakdancing would make the movie. Let's see here. The remake stars Rachel Zegler, fresh from the acclaimed in West Side Story. West Side Story came out in like what, the 60s or something. I had to watch it in English class in high school, and I'm like, what is this old movie? It sucks. Gal Gadot as the evil queen. Gal Gadot can do anything she wants to. Queen is the way it should be. Oh gosh, man! Since they do remakes of everything, they need Gal Gadot as Princess Leia. Oh, let's redo Return of the Jedi. Let's just redo the first half of it. Oh wow, that would be awesome. Who would be Han Solo? Kurt Russell. His kid. Directed by Mark Webb. Wait a second, that's a bad name. I know that name, Mark Webb. Mark Webb. IMDb. I like how it's like a tool. Let's see here. That's gross. He's done TV shows that I've never seen. Director. Let's see. Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff I've never seen, but I know that name, so it can't be good. Oh, he did The Amazing Spider-Man. Then he went back to they kicked him out of Hollywood, and he did TV shows since then. Oh wow. I've never seen The Amazing Spider-Man. I've seen the Sam Raimi Spider-Man. I've seen the I don't know, the Iron Man Spider-Man, but not the Amazing Spider-Man. The film is said to be an adaptation of the extension of the 37 Disney animated classic, itself taken from a Brothers Grimm story. Brothers Grimm, weren't they? They weren't fairy tales, were they? An updated version, Snow White and the Huntsman, starring Kristen Stewart, met with a backlash on release a decade ago after dwarves were played by actors of average height. Oh my gosh, do you know that the tallest person in Lord of the Rings was the dwarf? He was taller than Legolas and Aragorn in real life. Oh, jeez. Here's I'm not going to say it. Advertising including Bob Hoskins. Bob Hoskins. Wait a second. The guy from Who Framed Roger Rabbit? Their faces were digitally transmuted on small bodies. Oh, gosh. This is so bad. Aside from central roles, casting on the new Disney film. I mean, so they just want money. This whole thing is that they want money. Peter Dinklage is a South Pole elf. Okay, he's an angry elf. Remember that. I don't know. This has been one big downward spiral. Sully. Seven Giants to Breakdance. That would be cool. Hey, did you ever see the movie Big Fish? Let me see this. The guy's dead now. Wait, wrong tab. Watch this one. Let's see here. Was that Tim Burton? Big Fish. IMDb. All right. So, where is that guy? Matthew McRory. He died, didn't he? Oh, he was young when he died. I didn't know that. Oh, that guy was cool. Anyway, yeah, he was a giant. I'm not gonna say anything because he's dead. He was a cool guy. All right, let's see here. Yeah, Sully, I have oh, Big Fish. Or wait, hold on. There's three here I missed on this, Sully. Brothers Grimm. Yes, they were the fairy tale writers. Okay, so they did do fairy tales. They weren't They had lived happily ever after. Big Fish is your favorite movie. Reminds you of your dad. Uh, Wait till Big Fish starts reminding you of yourself. No, it's the Big Fish has a deeper meaning. A lot of people they're like, oh, it's a good movie, or it's okay, or I don't like Tim Burton, or they just don't understand it. Uh, Big Fish is a movie about the art of the story, and all it is showing a uh, Andre. I mean, like Andre the Giant. No, that was in uh, Princess Bride. Uh, but Big Fish is the art of the storyteller, which is it's it is the modern troubadour, and which I love. I love that whole thing. Um, a good storyteller is hard to find, and when you find one, you need to learn how to just not say anything and listen. And that has been a problem of mine in the past, and I hope I'm better at it now. Is listening, and I know a guy right now who's a great storyteller, and I love when he starts going about something, and he's uh, he's just awesome. But yeah, the I think it kind of reminds everybody of their dad a little bit. Well, it's about wanting a debate anyone told me. Clean out socials. Got several messages asking about how it all is well. Just had to close. Oh man, if y'all watch, okay, you take something you are associated with barely. Say like we're all associated with comic books in a way. We've all seen a Batman movie. We've all seen a Spider-Man movie. We've all seen a Marvel movie. And then like you see something like video games, they're the same way. We all know what Call of Duty is. Well, then there's like this shows like G4 TV. And man, that thing has become a nightmare. And it's so fun because like I get into stuff like that because I love watching train wrecks. If I get to hear one of his story right now. So right, he reminds me of my dad. He always here comes a story. So you have all those stories. You just don't realize it. You have them all. They're in your heart. You have that ability. America has done an incredible job of destroying the family uh, in so many different ways. It's the family names were based off of occupations that the person had. Like someone's last name's blacksmith. Their family was likely a blacksmith at some point in European history. Uh, all of these are, it was the like Jesus was a carpenter because his father Joseph was a carpenter. You were passed down the trades. You look at sports today, and you see like somebody, uh, great football player, and their kid happens to be a great football player. Yeah, it's in your genes. It's part of your DNA. It's what you are. So those stories, they're in your heart. You just have to be willing to pay attention when they come forward. You already tell them, you don't even realize it. It's being able to just smile and go with them is the whole uh, I don't know, the whole ease of it. And it's funny. I recently had a story with my dad. I should do a story on this. My dad was at the University of Tennessee when there was a snowball fight of all things, and I'm talking about real snow. I'm not talking about something perverted. Uh, Sorry. But I mean, everything's perverted on the internet. Uh, and anyway, he always told me this legendary story about it. And I found out, I don't know, a while back, I found the newspaper articles about it. And reading it, I thought to myself, oh my gosh, like this is, I know this story from heart. Like I thought nobody knew this. And it was this, uh, talked about the last time the University of Tennessee shut down for snow and why they don't do it anymore. Perverted snow. Yeah, we had some snow here not long ago, and my puppy perverted it with his. I took a bucket and I filled it full of snow. I put it out. It's like, it's a 5 gallon bucket. It's a great way to start making a snowman. That puppy went right up to it and thought, "Oh, cool, my own personal fire hydrant." Hike. Anyway, oh geez, hey y'all, I gotta get going. I just realized what time it is. I've got to go over to the hospital, unfortunately. But thank you for putting up with me, and I don't know, maybe there'll be some real stories, some real stuff. I can get some real videos up for the YouTube algorithms this afternoon. But anyway, again, as always, love everyone. Uh, I just scrolled my comments up. I saw the finish that story. Um, yeah, there was uh, a kid got killed at University of Tennessee when they had a snow day, and my dad was standing outside and saw the whole thing, and it was something that was never brought up and that they never talked about or anything at the university when I went there, and uh, I'm very blessed having my parents had me at an older age, and I'm very blessed for that, and so I got all this cool history that nobody else knows. But anyway, yeah, UT never talked about it, and I recently saw I think because they did close campus for the first time in however many years, and uh, the stories came back up about why they stopped, and it was a newspaper thing. I'm gonna do a uh, a YouTube about it. That's just it's too good one to pass up. Um, and parent has oh yeah, that is very uh that is very true about this one. Go hell in a handbasket. It's I kind of goes with. I watched a TV show one time. It's back when they used to have cool things on like Discovery and History, and it was Tales of the Bible. And it talked about the Book of Revelations, and it's like, was Revelations documenting the? And this was just one theologian they had on there. Was Revelations a document of the end of the world? Every generation has had a end of the world synopsis, or is Revelations the end of the world for you? What you see at death, what you're the turmoils and whatnot. And yeah, that's a powerful one to think about. Um, but what's the other one tells? Oh, the end of the world thing. The best way to always think about the end of the world is that nobody ever thinks it's going to happen. And you look back in history, all the uh, look at Pompeii. That was the end of the world. They thought the end of the world was happening right then. But you look back in history, just in the last century, look at Europe, World War One, World War Two. I mean, those people never were out of war for the first what 50 years of the century, and you think about that hardship and everything else they went through. Uh, that's why being prepared for the worst is a good thing. Um, you know, I've got this fear. I heard Venezuela when they ran out of toilet paper. So I kind of always had a couple extra rolls hidden back. I didn't want my wife to think I was crazy. And then the pandemic hit, and the stores didn't have toilet paper anymore. And all of a sudden, it was like, hey, what do we do if you do run out? And I went to open up this box out of the garage and came back in. I was like, well, I think we're going to be okay for a little bit. And she was kind of shocked, and not really shocked. I think she was kind of like, she knew that was just me, that there was something somewhere. There's an answer. And yeah, every generation thinks it's worse than when they were kids. And you know what? Here's the thing: whenever you think about it's worse than when you were kids, you could not go back to being a kid and not have an iPhone. I mean, that's just the end of it right there. Could you imagine going back and having to uh have a limit of stations, having to watch a commercial? Oh my goodness. I watched something on Hulu the other night and I thought I was going to lose it because there was commercials. And I was like, all I watch are, streaming stuff with no commercials or uh videos. Um, I just got dinged. All right, guys. I gotta go. Thank you for coming here. Don't pay any attention to me. Everything I said, do the opposite of. Go see medical doctors. Make an appointment with your doctor to see them, to see what you can do for your own personal health. Don't take any advice from Joe Rogan, John or Matthew Peterson, or whatever that guy is, Jordan Peterson, or myself, especially myself. Until later, I'm going to put this platinum microphone to rest, and it will. That's why it's important to keep your kids innocent. That's true. That is true. Fear running out of TP is a guy thing. Let me tell you what, the world sucks. It's nice to have the really good toilet paper. And speaking of Hulu, I think they still have it. Watch King of the Hill. Gosh, those were the greatest shows. And I think somebody's got Beavis and Butthead streaming now. I love old cartoons. But King of the Hill, find the episode about Y2K and Bobby Hill, how he is distraught over losing what he loves the most. And that is a reflection on everything. Anyway, again, y'all, don't listen to me. Don't pay attention to me. Do the opposite. Go see your doctors. Go talk to them. Go talk to, if you don't have one, go get a psychiatrist and ask why you're listening to me. And until next time, I love you guys. I really do. Godspeed. Be good to yourself and have fun. Bye.